Thank you, Mr. Coffman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All of you have stated that one of the key threats in Syria are the stockpiles of chemical weapons, I think, falling in the wrong hands. I believe that Israel has done 4 airstrikes at least has not denied 4 airstrikes into the region to interdict the movement of weapons that they felt obviously that would fall into the wrong hands. We support Israel militarily through aid. Syria seems to be is on their border, clearly in their sphere of influence. All of you, I think, have stated in one form or another that Israel's interest and U.S. interest are the same. And so why is it then that greater U.S. involvement is needed, given Israel's capability to intervene in the region?
Mr. Coffman, my answer to that would be that we're, in a sense, playing 2 different games here. Israel has a narrow goal, which is to prevent the movement of weaponry to Hezbollah. It's basically what they're doing. On the broader question of relations between Syria, Hezbollah, Iran, U.S. Russia, who rules Syria, what happens to Jordan, that in a sense is a higher level game that a superpower can play. But I don't think you can say to Israel, look, you're in charge of the whole region and you've got to determine the outcome of the war in Syria. I don't think you can say to them that we're going to stay out of this. Your job is to police up Syria.
Congressman, the only point I'd add to that, and I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, chemical weapons in Syria are already in the wrong hands. They're in the hands of a regime that is neck deep in criminal activity, and a regime that has a proven track record for proliferation over the years. So I just hope we don't lose sight of that particular point.
And maybe I just very quickly add, I think the Israelis have themselves said they have no interest in getting directly involved in Syria. I think they are very wisely protecting their own interests, doing what they feel they need to do when their red lines are crossed. But I think understand that for them, I don't think it's in Israel's interest, nor do I think it's in the region's or our interest for Israel to become more directly involved in Syria.
Okay. In terms of a resolution, I think all 3 of you dislike the notion of partition. And I served in Iraq in 2005, 2006 with the Marine Corps, and I know that it was floated in the Congress at that time about partitioning Iraq, and there were whole provinces that fell on one side of the sectarian divide or another. But Baghdad had communities certainly that were of one side or the other, but Baghdad was mixed between Shia and Sunni. I understand in Syria that there are specific areas that are dominated by Alawites versus Sunni Arabs. Is there a viable solution that would, in fact, maybe even either divide the country or create sort of a loose federation, as in the case of Iraq with the Kurds and the Sunnis and the Shia?
Congressman, I think if that kind of a solution is going to come about either on a permanent or an interim basis, it will be the product of events inside Syria. The key difference, of course, is in Iraq. We were an occupying power. We actually had a good deal to say about the future of Iraq's political shape. In Syria, an analogous situation does not exist. I agree with Mona Yacoubian that for Syria, territorial integrity at the end of the day I think is important, but the key point is I think it's important to almost all Syrians.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Okay.